Greetings one and all, this is Riddim Works and welcome to my channel, and as part of my Riddim's Choice series where I make recommendations to anything that is tech related or gaming related, I want to start off with gaming headsets. These two that I've recommended are both made by the same company, and without further ado, here they are. Now, first of all, we have the Sony PS3 wireless headset. Now, this was the first generation of wireless headsets, and I have my ones right here. They're pretty basic, but I think they have a pretty good sound if you're more or less, you know, into entry level. If you're not so much of an audiophile, certain things are not even going to make any difference to how you hear what you hear. But yeah, these babies are pretty good. I mean, you know, I've seen a lot of people on videos review these headphones and basically talk about, well, you know, the headphones make you look like a dork. I mean, no one's trying to look at your freaking head while you're playing games, you dumbass. You know what I mean? If the sound is good, that's all that matters. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if they have two antennae sticking up out my head. If it sounds good, I'm playing that. Simple as. But anyway, it's down to the individual, and I just can't get into that elitist bullshit anyway. But here we go. Here's the front view of the headset in question, and the controls are pretty basic. You have on one side you have a USB connector, which you can obviously connect via USB either to your PS3 or to your laptop to charge. And it works by Bluetooth, where obviously the dongle, the USB dongle, the Bluetooth dongle sends a signal to your headset, and that's how you get the sound. Blah de blah de blah de blah de blah. Anyway, the controls are pretty simple. Like I said, on the left can you have the volume button on the rear, and you have the settings between the gameplay and your voice on the front. And it also has a pull-out microphone on the left can. Again, I've seen a lot of people talk about the microphone being flimsy. I think the microphone is flimsy. It's only flimsy if you abuse the living shit out of it. You know, that means you don't take care of your shit, basically. It's flimsy if you allow it to be flimsy. That's all I'm saying. You know, as an entry-level headset, it's pretty good. I mean, you will notice the difference straight away, you know, between using just a stereo headset for your amplifier or what have you, and using these babies. Very easy to operate from. You plug it in, the PlayStation recognizes it. It's decent. Another thing I like about these headsets is the comfort aspect of it. It fits a wide selection of heads. Now, I've got a big noggin, man, and these babies just fits like a glove on my head. Very comfortable. When you're playing with these babies, you can play these things for like 4, 5, 6 hours. You don't even feel like you got them on your head. It doesn't feel like you have anything on your head when you're playing. And that's what I like about this headset. So if you're going for an entry-level headset and you don't really want to spend a lot of money and you want to go the wireless route, go for these babies. Simple. There you go. Like I said, there's the control settings between the sound and the voice, which you can manipulate, and that is on the front of the left can. And that's more or less it. And the price is £66.65. Value for money. I bought these when they first came out, and I think they came out at something like around £75, but I bought mine in America, and they cost me how much did they cost me? They cost me around $75, because they sold out of these things when they first came out in the UK, and I had to go to America to get them. Not just to get the headsets, I was out there on tour, but you know what I mean. It has 102 customer reviews with an average of 4.5 out of 5 stars. So I can't be wrong, and they can't be wrong. Alright, so that's number one. Number two is the upgrade version of the Sony wireless headset, which is entitled Pulse. Now, I can only describe these as like a rumble pack for your head. Just like how you have the vibration function in your controller, it's the same thing with these babies. That was basically one of the selling points for this headset. Another is that it has different settings based upon the type of games you're playing. So you would press a button and you would hear a female voice saying fighting, shooter, driving, you know, and it automatically assigns a setting based upon the game you're playing. I was sold with that. I didn't want to hear anything else, you know, and anything that Sony put out is pretty much decent. And one of the few things that I give Sony respect for was that I was expecting them to discontinue the first model when they put these babies out, but they haven't, because they recognize that there's a market for entry-level casual gamers as well that might not be able to afford these headsets. So, you know, I give respect to Sony for that. But yeah, the features are pretty much the same, but the layout is somewhat different to its predecessor, and it takes a little bit of getting used to. But at the same time, you know, it's just like playing a game, isn't it, that you haven't played before. You just get used to the controls, that's all, you know. And here's a picture of the aforementioned headset in question. And obviously you can see that red mark, which is basically a red R, which indicates that that is the right side of the headphones to place on your head. Yeah, and here's the front view of the headset. Okay, so on the left can you have the power on off switch. You have the settings between gameplay and the voice. You have a headphone socket, so you can basically plug this into your MP3 player or anything with an audio output. You can also charge this the same way as you would charge it the previous model, because it has a USB connector as well. It has a mic mute button and also a general volume button as well, and all those are located on the left hand can. And on the right, it has the mode button that I mentioned before, and also it has the bass impact volume setting as well, which I also mentioned, which can alter the amount of rumble vibration that you get in your headset. Now, word of warning, now I was pretty much tempted straight away just to crank the thing up and just let the rumbles fall where they may. But believe me, these babies are really, really sensitive, and it will rumble with simple dialogue, you know, and it will rumble on quiet pieces of music. So you need to set it in a particular way where the rumble that you're getting is only coming from the environment destruction and the gunplay and the punches and the collisions and stuff. You know what I'm trying to say, right? So that's what you need to set it to. But, you know, there's some people that just wants to be nuked. Do you know what I mean? They want their head to be nuked by all of that shit. I don't. But it's all down to the individual. Yeah. Well, for me, this is the higher end out of the two, obviously. Having said that, I still use both. I use both models. The reason why I use both is because sometimes, you know, admittedly, and this is the only con that I have with this headset, like I said before, my head is pretty big, and these can fit pretty tight on your head if you have a big head. But I think it's just a case of just wearing it in. If you have an average size head, it's all good. It's all good. It's all gravy. Oh, but I would still use them. It's just, like I said, it's just a case of me wearing them in. But yeah, these are highly recommended headsets if you want to go the wireless route, and you know you got some cash to spare and you want to kind of splash out on something that you don't really need to replace for a little while. Works with the same Bluetooth technology as its predecessor. So that's more or less it, and the price is £95.97. I bought these once again when they came out, and I bought them for like £125, and that was all I was willing to pay for a pair of headphones. I will not go anywhere higher than that. Makes no sense. So these are my 2 recommendations of wireless headsets, both made by Sony, and I hope to God that they do not do an Apple and change the settings on their PS4 so that these headsets does not work on it. If that happens, I'll be very upset. I know Sony's greedy to a point, but they're not greedy like Apple. Do you know what I'm saying? But these are my 2 recommendations for gaming headsets for entry level, intermediate level, or even hardcore level, depending on what rocks your boat. Oh, and by the way, don't watch the Elite Edition. I think the Elite Edition headsets applies to it working with the Mac. That's about it. Other than that, there's no main difference, you know. So there it is. There you have it. Anyway, I hope this has helped in your quest for attaining a decent headset, a wireless headset. And as always, happy gaming. I'm out of it. Peace.